Honorable members' prayers. Almighty God, we humbly beseech thee to look with favor upon this Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. Grant that it may perform its high duty as in thy sight. Give divine guidance to the President of the Republic, endow members of Parliament, ministers of state with discernment and vision, integrity and courage, that through the labors of government this land and people may be well and truly served, and thy good purposes, the common human life, be realized in our midst. O God, grant us a vision of our country, fair as it might be, a country of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, a country of plenty, evil and poverty shall be done away with, a country of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service and honor shall be given to the deserving, a country of peace, where government shall rest on the will of the people and the love for the common good. Bless the effort of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people that they may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Ghana and Africa. Amen. Honorable members, with your kind indulgence, I will skip item 2, and we don't have any message from the President, neither do we have any message from the Speaker. So we will jump to item 5. Item 5. Collection of votes and proceedings and that of the official report. We will start with votes and proceedings on Tuesday, 25th June 2024. Tuesday, 12 June 2024, votes and proceedings. We begin from page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page number 7. Page 8. Page 9. Page 10. Page 11. Page number 12. Page 13. Page 14. Page 15. Page 16. And page 17. Honourable members, in the absence of any corrections, the votes and proceedings of the 25th of June 2024 is hereby adopted as the true records of proceedings. Honourable members, I have in my hands the 18th March 2024 of the official report. 18th March 2024 edition of the official report. Honorable members, I take it again. The official report of 18th March 2024. Honorable members, in the absence of any corrections, the official report of 18th March 2024 is hereby adopted as a true record of proceedings. Yes. Statements.
Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, I come under Order 93-1.
93-1.
Yes. Mr. Speaker, for the past 3 weeks, repeatedly, the majority leader sought to create the impression in the public. There was a bill called Free SHS Bill in Parliament, and the minority was not helpful in passing this bill. At a point in time, Mr. Speaker, he gave the assurance that between last week and this week, the bill was going to be here for it to be passed, and was encouraging the minority to support. Mr. Speaker, the leader of our party, the minority leader, and all of us spoke clearly, stating whenever the bill is introduced in Parliament, we shall do whatever it takes to make the bill work so that we can improve the free SHS and make it sustainable. Mr. Speaker, we woke up this morning, another syndicated or whatever you call it, I read here, Accra Times, Afenyo Maki yells at minority, you are not ready for free SHS. Mr. Speaker, listen. Afenyo Maki yells at NDC, you are not ready for free SHS. Mr. Speaker, a bill. Mr. Speaker, there's no free SHS bill in this house. Two, the publisher. Afenyo Maki challenges minority over free SHS bill. Where is the free SHS bill? 3, the Republic. NDP lock horn over free. Who locked horn? Nobody is locking horn. There's no free SHS bill. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader is abandoning his job in the House and basically speaking about free SHS even more than the Minister of Education. Mr. Speaker, we believe that there must be something that the majority leader wants out of this, which we don't know. And he must be bold enough to say, Mr. Speaker, once for the record, again, let the world know there is no free SHS bill in Parliament. And whatever the majority leader gets his understanding or commitment from is not known to anybody in this house. Mr. Speaker, this is a public info, and people keep sending us information. Oh, is the bill in Parliament? Can we talk about it? Mr. Speaker, let the world know there's no free SHS bill in Parliament, and let the majority leader desist. Desist from spreading false. I wouldn't say falsehood, but this spreading information that is not factual. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Yes. Patrick, do you want to speak? Patrick, do you want to speak? Once he speaks, nobody from this side will speak. So if you want to speak, I'll... Okay. Yes.
Speaker, first of all, there should be calm. My colleague should not raise the temperature unnecessarily. He came under Order 93. Duly came under 93. However, I think that one of the things you should also recognize is that if the leader makes a statement and the papers choose to use headlines that they desire, you hold the leader responsible for those headlines. So you should be able to distinguish between contextual headlines that are papers and what the leader said. The leader has been consistent and he's been challenging you and praying that a change of mind this time. You have a change of mind this time to support the free. No, let's so that this time you will not run adverts against the free SHS. You will rather support. That is all the leader has been seeking to do. And Speaker, so the leader says he's assuring this House that the bill will come. He hasn't said anything untoward. And many occasions the leader has given signal of bills and agreements that are in the offing and are on their way to this House. I don't know why my colleague and my respected whip is so worried. He shouldn't worry. As for the bill, it will come. That one, there is no problem. We only pray that when it comes, we only pray that when it comes, they will support in unison. It will not be the case that Honorable Ablakwa will be saying something, the chief whip will be saying something different, and Samsiahin will also be saying something different, and then the minority leader will also be saying something. They should consult among themselves. I pray. They should consult among themselves. So that eventually when the bill... I want to pray that my respected minority leader and Honorable Ablakwa, who was once at the Ministry of Education, and I see Honorable Bua is eager to speak. They should rather consult among themselves, so that eventually when the bill comes, the consensus, and all of them will speak in support. So, essentially, what I'm saying is that he should not misinterpret headlines of newspapers. And I see him copiously making reference to newspaper headlines. Yes, you can reference the but don't say that that was what the leader said. The leader has assured the free SHS bill will come. But I want to find out, do you want the free SHS bill or not? Do you want it or not? I just thank God that now, I just thank God. It is refreshing to know. It's refreshing. It will come. It will come. As for coming, it will come. It will come. So, but you are saying it. So there's no problem. There's no problem. The free SHS bill will certainly come to this House. But in conclusion, there are other important business we want to do. No, it's quite important. But I pray. I pray that with the leadership of the Honorable Dr. Kessel Atufosin, we'll get all the support of the members of the minority to meet and jojo and engage, so that when we hear somebody saying this, and then another person is saying this, and another person is saying a different thing. So there should be no problem. The bill will come. No fears.
Most grateful, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the chance to express my opinion on the matter at hand. Mr. Speaker, this is a House of Records, and it is important that when issues come up, we are accurate and fair. Mr. Speaker, Ghanaians heard the majority leader loudly and clearly when he boldly decided to misrepresent our side and to try feebly to revive a dead, stale, and discredited notion. Those of us on this side of the aisle are somehow opposed to a bill on the free senior high school policy, which we haven't even seen. Though we have not even seen the bill, our leader, Dr. Atufosin, our bearer, John Dramani Mahama, our party, the NDC, are on record to have indicated that we have no challenge whatsoever. Support bill on the free senior high school policy, because we are not opposed to the policy. We will support a bill in as far as the bill is seeking to improve the free senior high school and to address the implementation challenges. Mr. Speaker, we have said this without number, time without number. So what was the purpose of the majority leader addressing the press and saying that through our ranking member, we have said that we oppose the bill? Have we even seen the bill? He said, seen the bill, let us take a look at it. We have not seen the content. But even so, we have said in principle, we are not opposed to it as long as it is going to improve the policies implementation and make it sustainable. And we want to put this on record and to let Ghanaians know that the MDC is opposed to free senior high school today. We are not opposed to it tomorrow, and we will not be opposed to it when we take over the governance of this country. We would make it and let it serve the people of Ghana the way we think it should. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. I think, okay, I'll come to you. Let me give my uncle.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to use this opportunity to appeal to my colleagues and everybody in this room to calm down on this issue.
Listen,
Mr. Speaker, education, I believe, is in the heart of every member of Parliament.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, but for education, none of us would have been here.
yes. Yes.
So we all cherish education. It's unfortunate that the majority leader himself, who at this moment is the center of this issue, is not in the House. Mr. Speaker, I heard the majority leader clear and loud.
Yes.
And respectfully and humbly, I am not holding brief for him. I heard him say that the SHS bill is on its way to Parliament. Mr. Speaker, none of us has any authority over editorial discretion. What might have come from the majority leader, the peoples have the right and they are independent to pick their own editorial headlines because they have that discretion. And we see and we read and we hear many times, and it might have happened to each one of us here. It might have happened to each one of us here that either here or in your various constituencies, you could make a statement which may be misrepresented. So what is reported in papers might not be the exact word that could be attributed to what the majority leader might have said. So I want to make a passionate appeal to my colleagues and everybody that we have a lot of work to do. We should water down this issue and let calm remain. We do more serious work of the House. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Our elderly has spoken. Yes, minority leader, and then we close this chapter.
Mr. Speaker, on a normal day, I will not be speaking about this matter. Mr. Speaker, this matter has found itself repeatedly on a number of days on a number of MPP-related newspapers. Mr. Speaker, for me, I see nothing but desperation. I see desperation on the part of the ruling party to create some form of disaffection for NDC MPs creating impressions that the NDC members of parliament are against a bill that is not even before parliament. A bill that we have not seen, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, how can we oppose something that we have not seen? How can the NDC oppose a bill that we have not seen? I heard them say that the bill is on its way to parliament. For how long will this bill take from Flagstaff House to Parliament House? Weeks? Months? 7 years? Mr. Speaker, if it's coming from Ministry of Education, it's even closer. For how long is it going to take from the bill to move from the Ministry of Education to the Parliament House? 7 years? 8 years? 1 week? Mr. Speaker, let me put on record that the NDC minority members of Parliament, of which I lead, Mr. Speaker, we will support free SHS bill that was seek to improve the quality of education, that will fix the lapses that we have seen in the free SHS implementation. Mr. Speaker, let it also record that we have not said anywhere that the NDC is opposed to a free SHS that we have not seen. Rather, Mr. Speaker, it is the government of the day and the majority side that have not presented the bill before us. We now challenge you. We now challenge you. We give you 1 week. Bring the bill before us. We give you, in fact, tomorrow, Mr. Speaker, let them present the bill to us tomorrow. Let them present the bill before us tomorrow, so that we can all peruse the bill. Is the bill coming back? So that we can see the content of the bill, Mr. Speaker. Clearly, they are desperate. Mr. Speaker, as I said, I see desperation on the part of the MPP. Rather, they should bring the bill and let the people of Ghana see what is in the bill for all of us to debate the details of the bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah. Thank you very much. This just he came under order 93.1. So once we are in the statement time, let me invite Honorable Member for Kita just to make a statement, and I'll invite just one. Yesterday, I promised that I'll take his statement today, and I want him to read it. I'll take just one statement from each side. I'll just take contribution from just one contribution from each side. Then we move to business, please. Just indulge me. Come again.
So I'll seek your indulgence. If you may, we just lay a paper. So just a paper. We just lay that one quickly, and then we'll proceed to consider.
Honorable Leader, I'm not going to turn you down, but we are obviously going to go to public business, and we will lay all the papers, everything. So just may allow him. Yesterday, I promised openly, so let me allow him to read his statement.
You want to lay the free SHS bill, so allow him to lay.
Yes, Honorable Member for Kita. Is that it?
Mr. Speaker, the press complete the corner in which I am, they don't normally capture me.
Okay. The floor
Thank
is
you
yours.
very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm highly indebted to you. Mr. Speaker, I stand you today with a heavy heart and profound sense of duty to address a great injustice that have fallen our community in Keta. It is with deep sorrow that I bring to your attention the tragic and untimely death of our brother Jerry, also known as Maya, who passed away under questionable circumstances while in police custody on the 6th of June 2024. Speaker, the good law-abiding of Keta, both home and abroad, are seeking justice for Jerry Pesenu, a respected landlord in our community. It is alleged that he died following authentication with police from Keta Police Division, during which he was reportedly subjected to brutal and unprofessional treatment. Mr. Speaker, according to the eyewitness account, the other reliable source, Mr. Kwesenu was confronted by police officers at his residence, following a complaint from his tenant regarding installation of an air conditioner. The confrontation escalated, resulting in Mr. Kwesenu's being intimidated, molested, and beaten with an electrical cable by the police officers. He was arrested and detained at Keta Police Station, where he died. Mr. Speaker, this incident has left our community in shock and in a state of mourning. The good people of Keta have expressed their deep sorrow and frustration over the national and inhumane conduct of the police officers involved. The police of the Keta demand immediate and decisive action to ensure that justice is served. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the people of Keta, I have the following steps. 1. Petition the Office of the Ministry of Interior, the Inspector General of Police, on behalf of the people of good people of Keta, to immediately interdict the officers involved in the tragic incident to facilitate a thorough and impartial investigation into the matter. I have also demanded for an independent autopsy to be conducted by a highly reputable pathologist in Ghana, with the cause covered by the police, to establish the true cause of death of the disease. A formal complaint has also been made to the Police Professional Standard and Bureau to require unprofessional conduct of the officers involved. Mr. Speaker, to ensure that the police service is made accountable to the good people of Ghana, I request that you refer this matter to the appropriate select committee for a probe into the matter to determine further action to be taken by this honorable House. Mr. Speaker, the late Jerry Kwesenu was a revered native of Keta, and his death has left a void and cannot be filled. We owe it to him, his family, our community, to ensure that those responsible for this act of unprofessionalism and brutality are accountable. Mr. Speaker, I urge you and this House to stand with us in our request for justice for Jerry Kwesenu. Let this tragic serve as a catalyst for meaningful reforms within our police service to prevent such incidents from occurring in the future. Mr. Speaker, to avoid people taking the law into their own hands, I urge Keta Police Command, the Municipal Chief Executive, the Interior Minister, the IGP to take the death of Jerry Kwesenu seriously and act swiftly in their investigation to bring comfort to the bereaved and the people of Keta. Justice for Jerry Kwesenu, justice for Keta, justice for Ghana. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable Member, as I said earlier on, I'll just take one contribution from each side. So, Honorable James Agaga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me start by commending the member for Keta for raising these alleged issues of police brutality before this august House. Mr. Speaker, I would like to express my condolence to the family of Jerry Kwesenu, the good people of Keta, and of course, our colleague, the Honorable Gape, for the loss of their beloved Jerry Kwesenu. Mr. Speaker, this is not the first time allegations of police brutalities have been before and to the attention of this House. It is important to state, Mr. Speaker, torture of any kind
is prohibited by the laws of our country. The Constitution is very, very clear. So regardless of a crime allegedly committed by an individual, police effect an arrest, they are not supposed to subject the suspect to any forms of torture. So, listening to our colleague deliver his statement, it is being alleged that the police may have resorted to the use of torture in dealing with Mr. Jerry Kwesenu. The question to ask is, how do we handle this matter, Mr. Speaker? The honourable member has taken steps which, in my estimation, are very appropriate. First of all, he has petitioned the Minister of the Interior and the Inspector General of Police to look into the matter. This is a step in the right direction. Mr. Speaker, he also lodged a formal complaint with the Police Professional Standards to inquire into the alleged unprofessional conduct of the officers involved. Again, this is a step in the right direction. But, Mr. Speaker, that said, and I am making a repetition here because I've had the occasion to draw the attention of this House on matters of this kind when the police are invited to investigate their own. How efficient and effective is it to ask the police to investigate their own when allegations of misconduct are made? I think the best practice, Mr. Speaker, has been for parliaments to cause to be enacted legislation which have brought into existence police complaints commission, independent police complaints commissions. This country is lagging behind, so the creation of an independent police complaints commission is so if that body were in place, Mr. Speaker, the complaints our honourable colleague has lodged with the Police Professional Standards Bureau would appropriately have been directed to an independent police complaints commission, which would have the potency to independently look at matters of, this kind. Unfortunately, we are calling upon the police to investigate their own. How neutral and impartial will they be? Unfortunately for us, those are the structures we have at the moment. And so we would entreat the Inspector General of Police to investigate the matter. The member is calling for the interdiction of the officers who allegedly played a role in the death of Mr. Kwesenu. He says they should first and foremost be interdicted. Mr. Speaker, the good thing is that per the police regulations, before a service inquiry is instituted into any alleged misconduct of an officer, the preceding steps are that that officer must be interdicted. So on that note, Mr. Speaker, I would take sides with my colleague by calling for the immediate interdiction of the officers who have been fingered to pave the way for the conduct of investigations. If we are still not satisfied, Mr. Speaker, this House can make the appropriate interventions, and I leave that to Mr. Speaker to determine. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable member for Enyasutu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm very happy for the statement made from Honourable Member from Kita. Regards to, let me say, the death of an innocent man. Because the laws are very clear. You're always innocent until guilty. And I'll use this opportunity to say that at least in other jurisdictions where some were killed under police care, what we know as Black Lives Matter. So the idea of people being handled or wrongfully being handled under police care is not foreign to the world. Most places in the world, these things do happen. Now, coming back to our own local area, I think that there are two aspects of it that we need to look at. There's been instances in other places in this country where citizens were not acting appropriately. That's one issue. Where under arrest, some have been violent towards police, some have been violent towards the military, using even assault rifles and things like that. That is one scenario. We also need to be mindful of the fact that, unfortunately, we prejudge people after a report is made. And I would actually call for more training for our police forces, more training for our even military and all other services in this country, so that how we handle people we arrest is looked at. And I think it's not a one-off thing. It is something that needs constant retraining and constant education, and also needs to go for the general public in our assessment of reports against our police service. Sometimes it is out of the pain of the loss. Sometimes it is out of the pain of the circumstances surrounding the death of a loved one. And I believe that ought, as a community, as a country, as a society, to consistently to think about, one, the vulnerable, two, those who are arrested, how it is processed. Because sometimes we all know, as we sit in the chamber, our constituents call us about either wrongful arrest or how our police service have handled them in the police cells. So I'll use this opportunity to make a case, one, about we the citizens, how we conduct ourselves under arrest or under police inquiry. It is very important. There are instances, and I don't want to remind us of some of the painful instances, where inquiry ended up in rifles being shot at police or people in uniform. So I'll use this opportunity once again to ask all of us to look at both sides. We the citizens, how we conduct ourselves, and then make a further plea with the police service, one, to add on to their training on how they manage us when we are arrested. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, I said I will admit only two contributors. Please. I'm not turning it down. Honourable Haruna Idrisu understands the situation, please. So on that note, we will bring statement time to a close. I think the maker of the last statement is requesting that we refer it to the Committee for Defence and Interior to look into it. So Committee for Defence and Interior, you are hereby referred with this particular statement. Please go into it and report back to the House by 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Report back to the House so that we can take the necessary action on it. So, Leader, permit me, before we move to public business, let me acknowledge our children who have come all the way from so many near and far to witness what is going on in the chamber. So the first school is Winneba Blessed Assurance School Complex. Winneba Blessed Assurance School Complex. They are being led by George Jan Gatti, who is a teacher, and the school is situated at Efutu constituency. I think the majority leader's constituency. He is not around now. So you may resume your seat. The second school is Enum Presby School. a non-Presbyterian school. But you were quite a number. A non-Presbyterian school. They are being led by Ebenezer Ofori, who is a teacher in the school, and the school is located at Esujaman constituency. Esujaman constituency. So you may also resume your seat. We have the third school, which is Elembele District Schools. Elembele District School. Where are they? Yes, Elembele District School. And they are being led by Letitia Kwashi, who is a coordinator for the STEM program. And the school is located at Elembele constituency. I guess you've seen your member of parliament. Yes, the deputy minority leader. And lastly, we have Kwabin Presbyterian JHS. Yes. They are also being led by Victor Tete, who is a teacher in the school. And the school, Kwabin, is located at Atiwa West constituency. Atiwa West constituency. Offer, may you get up for your... Yes. So the member of parliament is here. So you are all welcome. As I usually say, once you are here, you've got to monitor what is going on, and that should motivate you a lot to go and study hard so that tomorrow you can also take our seats if you are no more here. Thank you very much for coming here. Yes, leader, let me now come to you.
At the commencement of public business, may we turn to page, and we are taking item 7.0, page 9. 7.0.
Page 9.
Item 7.0.
Okay. Well. Honorable members, let me respectfully invite you to page 9 in today's order paper as we begin public business. Page 9, item listed item 7. Item listed O. Now the chairman, is it the chairman for lands and natural resources or chairman for mines and energy? 7.0, page 9. Page 9. Chairman.
Joint Committee on Lands and Forestry and Mines and Energy on the mining lease agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and Ghana Bauxite Company.
Honorable members, the report has been duly presented. They are for distribution to honorable members. Yes, leader.
Speaker, on same page, item 7N, on page 9.
Yes, honorable members, let's stay in the same page, item 7N. 7N on the same page. We invite the chairman.
Report of the Committee on Works and Housing on the joint statement, Honorable Member for Keta, Mr. Kwame Jujoli Dape. Honorable Member for Ketu South, Ms. Ablaji Fagomashi, and Honorable Member for Anlo, Mr. Richard Kwame Sef, on the distraction caused by tidal waves in their constituencies.
Very well. Honorable members, the report has been duly presented. It is for distribution to honorable members. Yes, leader.
So shall we proceed to page 52?
Page
52. And take item 60, the Environmental Protection Bill 2023 at the consideration stage.
Is that the pressure of the House? Yes. So I invite you to page 52. Page 52. Item listed 60. Environmental Protection Bill 2023 at the consideration stage. The chairman of the committee, I don't have a copy of the bill. Yes. Okay. Yes. So we will begin the consideration from clause 1. Does it mean we've already done up to 20? Okay.
Because there have been previous clauses that have been considered. We've gotten to 21. Clause 21.
Very well. Very well. So let's start from page 20, clause 21. We are continuing from where we left off the other time. Clause 21, Chairman.
Chairman, clause 21, amendment proposed, subclause 2, delete. We are deleting subclause 2 because we have we've merged that with subclause 1.
Honorable members, there is a proposed amendment to clause 21, and the clause, the amendment is to delete Chairman, I take the clause again. Take the amendment again.
Speaker, we are deleting subclause 2.
Well. Yes, Honorable Hick.
I don't have the clause
is talking about the legal, the background of the Solicitor Secretary. And you want us to, let's see anywhere in the bill where even the qualification of the person is described. So if you delete this, how do you determine, how do you take care of this? Is there another clause?
Speaker, we already amended 21(1), bringing the qualification of the person. So we've actually integrated 2 into 1, which has already been amended. So retaining 2 will become odious. That's why we want it deleted. We've already amended 21(1) to include the qualifications that is specified in 2. So if you retain the 2 here, then it will be a repetition, and that's why it should be deleted.
Mr. Speaker, my second concern is last week, trying to determine whether this caption of Solicitor Secretary was the right thing to do. We were doing the Road Authority bill. I think we got rid of that description in that bill. But it's still in this bill. Can we just adopt what we did with the head note there with the other bill so that we are being consistent?
Well, leader, I don't know whether we want to make a general application that where we see is it solicitor secretary to the board, we change it. I think it was in respect of that bill, rules authority bill. I don't know whether the same application can be made to this particular bill.
Have been tidier because for consistency, we're making laws. 1 minute we say solicitor secretary, another time solicitor. So the draft persons can make a consequential, or you direct them to consequentially change it to conform to what we did with the road bill. If it will not materially affect the structure of the bill.
Well, I think we will leave it with the drafters. If we can make things tidier so that all the solicitor secretary that we have already adopted some. Honorable, I'm saying we've already adopted some. There might be some of the bills that they gone through with the same inscription, solicitor secretary.
I'm not aware that in recent time we have actually given this caption to any bill. I'm quite convinced about that. And we took some time to discuss why we should change it. But if it will not materially change of the bill, we'll leave it as you directed.
Well. So the drafters will look at it.
Exactly.
So does it mean that the amendment will not?
Chairman is in place.
Very
He explained that they have merged 1 and 2, so there was no need to have 2.
Well. So, honourable members, let me put the question on the amendment proposed by the chairman. All those in favour that the proposed amendment made by chairman should be adopted, say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The proposed amendment is carried. Now, clause 21. All those in favour that clause 21 as amended stands part of the bill, say aye. Aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. Clause 21 as amended stands part of the bill. Now we move to clause 22.
Appointment of other staff.
There is no proposed amendment to clause 22. The question is, all those in favour that clause 22 stands part of the bill, say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. Clause 22 stands part of the bill. Let's turn to clause 23.
Internal audit.
Yes, Chairman, there's a proposed amendment.
Speaker, amendment proposed subclause 4, paragraph A, line 3. Delete immediately. It's just a spec, so just correct immediately.
Yes, honorable members, cross 23, there is a proposed amendment by the chairman. All those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. All those against say no. Members, the ayes have it. The proposed amendment to cross 23 is carried. And the question is, all those in favor that cross 23 as amended stands part of the bill say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the cross 23 as amended is directed to stand part of the bill. Let's turn to cross 24.
Funds of the authority.
Honorable members, advertise amendment to cross 24. The question is, all those in favor that cross 24 stands part of the bill say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Cross 24 is directed to stand part of the bill. Cross 25.
Bank accounts of the authority.
There's no advertised proposed amendment. All those in favor that cross 25 stands part of the bill say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Cross 25 is directed to stand part of the bill. Let's turn to cross 26.
Expenditure of the authority.
Yes, we don't have any proposed amendment. The question is, all those in favor that cross 26 stands part of the bill say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Cross 26 is directed to stand part of the bill. Cross 27.
Accounts and audit.
There is no proposed amendment to cross 27. All those in that cross 27 stands part of the bill say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Cross 27 stands part of the bill. Now cross 28.
Annual and other reports.
We again don't have any amendment proposed to cross 28. The question is, all those in favor that cross 28 stands part of the bill say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Cross 28 is directed to stand part of the bill. Let's now turn to cross 29. There's another proposed amendment. Chairman.
Clause 29, amendment proposed. Subclause 3, opening phrase, delete despite subsection 2, the authority may issue, and insert the authority may renew. So submit.
Yes. Honorable members, the chairman has made a proposed amendment to cross 29, subcross 3. All those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The proposed amendment is carried. Yes, we are still on cross 29. Chairman.
We are subclause 4, line 2, delete 2 and insert 1.
Yes. There's no proposed amendment. The chairman has made proposal for amendment to cross 29, subcross 4. All those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The proposed amendment is carried. We are still on cross 29. Chairman. Chairman, please listen to the floor. Chairman, 29.
Clause 29, subclause 6, line 3, 14, and insert 13.
Yes. Honorable members, Chairman has made another proposed amendment to clause 29. All those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye.
Aye.
All those against say no. Honorable, we have a lot of people. If you are not responding, then we will stop the bill. The ayes have it. The proposed amendment is carried. Let us now put the entire cross 29. All those in favor that cross 29 as variously amended stands part of the bill say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Clause 29 as variously amended stands part of the bill. Clause 30.
Relocation, displacement, and compensation.
There's no proposed amendment to clause 30. All those in favor that clause 30 stands part of the bill say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Clause 30 stands part of the bill. I will take the last one, clause 31.
Certification of environmental management practitioners.
There's no proposed amendment to clause 31. All those in favor that clause 31 stands part of the bill say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, sorry. Clause 31, all those in favor say aye. All those against say no. Now the ayes have it. Clause 31 is directed to the part of the bill. I think we will bring consideration to a close.
Speaker, we
will continue.
Yes, we will suspend consideration and proceed. I have agreement. We'll proceed to the other.
Very well. Very well. Consideration is suspended. Yes, leader, any indication?
I will respect. Shall we proceed to other paper addendum and take item 1? Honorable attachments here.
Yes, honorable members, kindly indulge me to invite you to other paper addendum. Other paper addendum. We are taking motion 1 by the chairman of the committee. Incidentally, we have two chairmen. So any of them can take the motion.
Yeah. Honorable Speaker, the surveyor member of parliament has seen this speak that I should go ahead and move the motion.
Wonderful.
So with your kind permission, I beg to move the motion.
Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, and notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order 104, which require that a motion shall not be debated until at least 2 sitting days elapse after the notice to move the motion is given, for the adoption of the report of the Joint Committee on Lands and Forestry and Mines and Energy on the mining lease agreement between the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, and the Ghana Bauxite Company may be moved today. I so move.
Very well. Honorable members, the motion has been moved. Yes. The ranking. Very well. Honorable members, this is procedural motion. I will therefore put the question. All those in favor of the motion, addendum paper 1, say aye. All those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is carried. Now let's move to motion 2.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move that this Honorable House adopts the report of the Joint Committee on Lands and Forestry, Mines and Energy on the mining lease agreement between the Government of the Republic of Ghana and the Ghana Bauxite Company. And in so doing, I would like to present your committee's report. Right, Honorable Speaker, this is a constitutional duty that we ratify mining leases. A lot of work went into the deliberations of the committee, and we had the benefit of the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources and his team represented. They shed considerable light on why we should ratify this mining lease. And without wasting the time of this Honorable House, let me come to the conclusion of the matter. The committee has critically emphasis supplied, examined the mining lease within the ambit of the relevant legislations on the subject. Even more significantly, the mining lease violates the letter and spirit of the Constitution The committee takes the considered view that the ratification of the mining lease will bring tremendous benefit to the government and the socio-economic development of communities in the mining area. The committee is also satisfied that the company requesting for the lease has the capacity to operate and maximize production to financial obligations stipulated in the lease and recommends it for ratification. The committee therefore recommends the House to adopt this report and ratify the mining lease duly executed by the government of the Republic of Ghana and the Ghana Bauxite Company Limited in accordance with Article 261 of the 1992 Constitution and Section 54 of the Minerals and Mining Act 2006, Act 703 as amended. I'm grateful to the House.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Let me invite him to second the motion.
Thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, as has been rightly captured, this is a report that you requested the two committees, that is the Mines and Energy and Lands and Forestry, to assess this request. Mr. Speaker, both committees met, and if you will recall, you were there yourself. In fact, the Honorable Dr. Ayine, who is well versed in mining law and its related activities, joined the committee as a friend of the committee to help us. Mr. Speaker, let me state that the report captures in its entirety our concerns and issues, and as far as I'm concerned, both committees recommended that this report be admitted by the House. Mr. Speaker, the report virtually captures everything, and so I have very much little to add. On that note, I want to thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, the motion has been moved. It has been seconded. The motion is now before the House for consideration. Yes, Honorable, I'll come to you. Let's allow. So, Honorable Nanja Sanja.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the motion before the House. Yes, the two committees really met with the ministries and the relevant institutions, and we were made to understand the ratification of the lease will inure to the benefit of the country and give the company a legal backing to operate to go back on their operations, and also it was going to protect over 19,000 jobs within the catchment area. And government was, if the ratification is done and given legal backing, $6 million was going to be accrued to government. Having considered these benefits, the committee recommended for the ratification of the lease. But there was an understanding issue that the committee was made to understand that the company was to pay advance grant rent to Office of Stool Lands and Stool Lands. The committee then asked for evidence of that payment. That is the issue that was being, as at now, I as a committee member, I have not seen the evidence except that I meant that the ratification be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable, you still want to say something?
Mr. Speaker, I would normally not do this, but because it's sometimes live on
Hey, I just thought I should clarify that. Mr. Speaker, hold in my hand the Bibiania Riasu Bekwaso Municipal Assembly, the amount of 107,000 Ghana cedi. My colleague raised that issue. It's been supplied, and with your permission, we'll make a copy to him so that he's clear in his mind. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well, that's good. Yes. So, honorable member from the catchment area.
Mr. Speaker, first of all, I rise to support the motion and urge colleagues to. In the past, yes, why not? I'm from the Western North.
By extension, you're from the catchment area. I'm saying extension, you're also from the catchment area.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I have served as a doctor to that mining company for over 5 years. I was a relieving doctor, and a lot of the time, most of the things that we don't know, I'm telling you. Dr. Kosiboche, anytime he was presenting his budget, he would come there and relax because Awaso was one of the nicest places to be in. And he will invite me and we'll go and play Scrabble. I'm telling you for a fact. But I have been, I know that place very well, Mr. Speaker. But the way I have stood up is that this mining company has served, or this mines at Ghana since Second World War. In fact, they started mining the bauxite to help the British in their war effort to manufacture aluminum parts for their aircraft. Mr. Speaker, another thing that I want colleagues to know is that when we are doing accounting for mining, and here I'm talking in a general sense, environmental accounting is never made, or maybe it is done per functionary. And then also health accounting. It is about time proper studies were made around the catchment area, the people of Awaso, the people of the surrounding villages, excuse me, so that we can know the impact of these mining activities over the years on the people of that area. Because my thesis is that there is an overflow of pneumoconiotic diseases in the area compared to other areas in the other regions. And also, this and other things in those mining areas is not related to Awaso alone. And even when you come to the behavioral area, you can harvest more HIV cases and all that in these mining settings. So, Mr. Speaker, we may be gaining from these mining activities, but my submission, humble submission, is that when you do the final accounting, we may even have that sober vision that maybe we should take another look at this. Finally, I will say that when we are doing all this, the people of Western North have contributed in terms of these mining activities, and then a lot of investment will come to that area, particularly in that town called Awaso. With this submission, Mr.
Thank
Speaker,
you.
I
Thank
support
you.
the motion.
Can
Thank you very
I
much.
wanted to come to leadership. Let me take one. So, Honorable Dominic.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the motion for the adoption of the report as well as the ratification of the agreement. But, Mr. Speaker, I have a number of observations that are made in the course of the meeting of the committee. The first one was in relation to the minerals, the subject matter of the lease. Mr. Speaker, if you read the agreement, it says that and other minerals. And apparently, that has been the approach, the standard lease of all leases. Now, Mr. Speaker, what this means is that when the lease is ratified or is granted, and the mining company is conducting mining operations and comes across a mineral other than the specified mineral, then the lease covers the other mineral that has been discovered. But, Mr. Speaker, that cannot be the intent of Parliament under Act 703, that is the Minerals and Mining Act. The reason is simply when a new mineral is discovered, then there is a need for a lease specifically to cover that, a mineral, because there are implications, fiscal implications for government. For instance, the royalties applicable to bauxite may not be the royalty applicable to that, other mineral that has been discovered, or the tax regime applicable may not be the same as the tax, regime on bauxite. So, because of the fiscal implications, anytime a mineral is discovered, in the course of the conduct of mining operations for a specified mineral, there is a need for us to go through the whole spectrum of licensing, all the way, in my opinion, to ratification. But the minister, took a different view from me when we were at committee. So, Mr. Speaker, I think Parliament should recommend that when we are granting a lease in respect of a specified mineral, it should cover mineral, or in the body of the lease, we should make it very clear that when another mineral and a mineral other than the one that has been granted is discovered, then the full spectrum of regulatory processes must be gone through for that mineral to be,
I think that is my understanding. Once a different mineral is observed or discovered, obviously the ministry will be about it, and the necessary documents will be done to that.
Mr. Speaker, that is your understanding, and I think your understanding is also reflected in the Minerals and Mining Act. But, the Honourable Minister ably, I believe, convinced the majority of the committee members that that should not be the case. And I think that we need to be very specific, about it. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I know that the obligation of Parliament to ratify under Article 268 of the is one that has been neglected since 1992. I want to commend this minister for bringing this agreement to Parliament. However, and then also to commend the Honourable Su, who was the first person to raise it and actually went to court in respect of the ratification processes. But, Mr. Speaker, I think that when they are coming to Parliament for ratification, besides the lease itself, there is a need for us to have the full spectrum or complement of information regarding the mining operations or the intended mining operations of the mining company. For instance, the law requires that the schedule of mining operations be attached to the lease. Mr. Speaker, when this particular lease came, we did not have that, because that will show, the yearly, or annual production of the company, the cost, and so on, for purposes of fiscal measures that will be applicable. Then also, if it is an existing mine, then the question of legal and financial due diligence conducted in order to, first of all, determine if there are legal deficiencies that must be rectified, or if there are financial issues that I think that in future the minister should insist and attach the legal and financial due diligence to his report for the attention of Parliament. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, I support the adoption of the report.
Thank you very much. Yes, honourable member for Etiwa West.
I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to contribute to the motion on the floor. Mr. Speaker, obviously, I 100% support the motion for the ratification of this mining lease. Reading through the report, Mr. Speaker, there is no doubt that the company has had a checkered history. The company had changed hands from foreign even to a local ownership, which is very interesting and very refreshing for the good of the Republic of Ghana. But, Mr. Speaker, reading through paragraph 7.1, the last sentence is clearly stated that the Honorable Minister for Lands and confirmed and made it clear that Ninahini, Mpasaso, and Chebi Fields are not part of this mining lease, being brought here to seek for ratification. We do not have any issue with that, but these are two places with huge deposits of bauxite. I therefore want to know from the Honorable Minister, if he's running up his submission, to know exactly when he will bring it to Parliament for Ninahini, Mpasaso, and the Chebi. That's our interest. No, that's where our interest is.
That's where your interest is.
Well, we would like to know.
That's where your interest is. And I can see, Honorable Al-Kasiama is also.
Yes. Honorable Siama is the MP for the area, the Mpasaso area, and I am the MP for Etiwa West, and I have great interest in the bauxite of Chebi because of obvious economic contribution it can make, to the people of the area. So we want to know from the Honorable Minister, when he's going to take action, to bring that document to Parliament. And I believe that before he does that, the relevant MPs in the area, I'm sure, will be consulted so that we will know the document that will come before us. I thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm now coming to leadership. Okay, let me give you 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I will be very brief. To support the ratification, to encourage members to also do same. Mr. Speaker, it is so refreshing that at this point of our history, we can today mine, we can today refine, we can today spur our bauxite. And for me, it's so refreshing, especially the refined aspect, which is very key, because if you read the report, GIADEC is supposed, in its memorandum of understanding, based on Act 976, is supposed to ensure the expansion and also to ensure that there's refining, which for me is very good. Mr. Speaker, also the revenue base that is refreshing. But I'm also concerned about local content. In fact, the catchment area, the local content as to how it's going to benefit the locality and the people around there who can benefit in terms of jobs. Because at the end of the day, there should be a specific local content to direct that, ensure that the local people over there will benefit from this expansion. I thank you for the opportunity, and I appreciate that all members will ratify and help to ratify there.
Thank you so much. Let me come to leadership. Yes, Deputy Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, we are doing this exercise because of the constitutional powers given under Article 2681 and Section 5.4 of the Mining Act that requires this ratification. Mr. Speaker, I think that, as has been stated, this bauxite mine has gone through a very checkered history, but the areas of focus for me has to do with page 473 the report, which says that the committee noted that the request for ratification places no financial burden on government, and it is estimated that about $600 million will accrue to the government over the lease term of 30 years by virtue of its 20% shareholding of the company. So, Speaker, this is where my concern was. The 80% share held by the old company, the Bauxite Minerals Company, is basically given to a local company called OPCL. If you look at the work obligation under this lease agreement and what is expected of this company, it was important that we ask the question whether this company with the majority shareholding, 80%, had the capacity to do this work. We were able to do this work because we were even looking at the company that had left and financial capacity over $4 billion. When we check the records on this company did not have the financial capacity. Well, the minister informed the committee that the company has even done better in the last year by producing 1 million tons in 2023 and 776,000 tons half of this year. That was the assuring words of the ministry. But it was important that that issue was brought up. The other issue that came up was that you wondered why government that had the right to first refusal did not take any steps. Its 20% shareholding, its capacity, especially when we are talking about getting 600 million. So clearly, there's a lot of work to do in this area. It's important that we bring these issues up, my brother. It's important that we bring issues up. I still believe that government has an opportunity because it had the first right to refusal to increase its shareholding. I also felt that we've done some more work to basically check the capacity of the company. But we are where we are. And I think that it's important that these points are brought up. Minister, we are taking your word that this company will have the capacity to do this work. And I think that's where we are. But let me also say that if you look at 7.6, it says that the Office of the Administrative of Stool Lands will be given their rental and their royalties. I just want to use the opportunity to talk about the challenges we face with money going to these stool lands and also government's obligation to even the communities. If you look at the record, Minister, you will be able to tell us that a lot of these mining communities have not been given what is due them over the years. We are in arrears. And this has real implication, and that's why I raised the question. Can we do something different in this mining lease? But in this parliament has the capacity to say, for example, that in the next 10 years, these companies must be able to use part of money going to government to transform the roads in the Western North. How do you give government 600 million and drive through these communities impoverished with terrible roads? This government must be fair to the people of where the resources come from. The Western North, the Western region. See their roads. And we keep taking resources.
Is it a question of this government or government?
It is only fair, it is good for the country that we strengthen these communities in these areas where oil is coming from, where bauxite is coming from, where it is coming from. Because we are not doing them a favor. If we strengthen these areas, we are strengthening our country. It is only fair. And so as we do that, let's use this opportunity to strengthen the areas that give Ghana all these resources. Strengthen them, develop infrastructure, and make this place proud. Because that is the only way that we can keep our country the way we want it. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Let me now come to the leader of the House.
Mr. Speaker, leader of the House. This is a very tragic moment for me personally. Nostalgic moment because, Mr. Speaker, bauxite, that's where I started my entrepreneurship. Mr. Speaker, I grew up in that forest doing transport. And my friend Patrick Boama, when in those days as young men, I got stuck, I needed more trucks. He had to negotiate for some 20 trucks for me. And of course, I owe some commission. Mr. Speaker, this is where at a point I had over 150 trucks hauling bauxite from Asu to Takrade port. Wow. And sadly, it was owned by foreigners. And I remember those days, they would only sell the ore. They would only transfer the amount they needed for operations to Ghana. So some of us who were getting our payment in USD, it was a great source of forex for the country. But it was not enough. So when I saw that it is a Ghanaian-owned entity that was benefiting from this transaction, I said, hallelujah. For the first time, we are going to get all the inflows into the country. It's not going to be repatriated, or payment will not be made offshore where the transaction will not even be seen and felt in Ghana. I think that the issue of capacity raised by Honorable Amako Fibua on all fours is fair. But it's not enough to say a Ghanaian entity taking up this business. But the Ghanaian entity must demonstrate capacity to be able to do it and sustain the operations so that it will continue to create jobs. But the joy is that if you look at paragraph 8.0, it is stated, and I thank the committee for being loud on that, he is also satisfied that the company for the lease has the capacity to operate and maximize production to meet financial obligations stipulated in the lease, commend it for its ratification. Mr. Speaker, I am happy that this company has grown to this level, because when we were there in 2001 to 2010, it was also a new company coming up. We were the masters in the field. So when we left and they took over, I'm happy that today this has grown and demonstrated capacity to do it. I remember when Rotinto Akan was leaving, somewhere 2009, there was no Ghanaian company ready to take over. They had to roam until Bozai came to their rescue. So I'm happy for that. And again, Mr. Speaker, the minister has done a yeoman's job. We have our constitution, and we always talk about the enforcement of our laws. I want to add my voice to the commendations of Honorable Dr. Ayeni, my respected senior at the bar and former Deputy Attorney General. When he had a bite on this matter, he commended the minister for coming to this house with this ratification. Just because many mining leases have been signed and we've not seen them in this house, but he is the first to do this in this house. We commend him for what he's done. All I can say is that I wish the Ghanaian company well. I know that those days, the Rotinto Akan group had a maintenance where they fixed the roads. In fact, even with the transporters, certain amounts were deducted from our revenue for the pothole patching. And we were also made to commit to corporate social responsibility those days. So I want to draw the minister's attention to this very important matter, that he should get the local company to a social responsibility policy as part of its arrangement, so that the people in the area would benefit. It's very important. It's not enough to mine. It's not enough to get the money, but the local people must also benefit from the minerals. Mr. Speaker, without more, I shall thank you for the audience and ask that colleagues support this ratification. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, do you want to conclude by saying?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just want to thank the two committees, the Committee on Mines and Energy and that of Lands and Forestry, their chairpersons, ranking members, and membership, Mr. Speaker.
we spent a considerable amount of time with the committee, and the committee was very thorough. The committee was very thorough in its work, and I want to be very appreciative of the work the committee did. Mr. Speaker, I want to conclude by particularly thanking the Honorable Amabua for his suggestions, very useful suggestions, as well as Dr. Dominic Ayine for the very intellectual inputs he made, and to say that we will take all of them on board. And of course, my favorite, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Etiwa West, for the question he asked, and to say that all of these on board. Mr. Speaker, I thank the House most sincerely, and we will work to make sure that this company thrives and thrives well. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, honourable members. At the conclusion of the debate, the question is: all those in favour of the motion listed as 2 in today's order addendum paper, say aye. All those against, say no. Honourable members, it's obvious. The ayes have it. The motion is hereby carried. Honourable members, let's turn to item 3 in the same addendum paper, resolution. The Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that item numbered 3 on page 2 of the other paper addendum be taken now. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The Minister have moved for the adoption of the resolution. Any seconder? Yes. Chairman for Lands and Natural Resources.
I rise to second the motion, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable members, the resolution has been moved and it has been seconded. It's before the House. I'll put the question, and the question is: as many as are in favour of the resolution listed 3 in today's addendum paper, say aye. Those against, say no. Honourable members, it's obvious. The ayes have it. The resolution listed 3 in today's addendum paper is hereby adopted. Yes, Leader.
Speaker, may we proceed to the original order paper and page 52, item 60, and continue with the consideration of the environment.
Page.
Page 52, item 60.
So, are we continuing with the environment?
We are continuing with the consideration of the EPA Act.
Okay, so now it's not 52, we will turn to page 53. Page 53. Yes. Environmentation Bill 2023 at the consideration stage. We came up to clause 32, finished clause 31. We are now taking clause 30. Chairman of the committee.
Speaker, clause 32, amendment proposed. Read number as clause 33. just to have the logical flow.
Come again. I didn't get you. What did you say?
I said amendments in clause 32, we are renumbering as 33.
Why?
Oh, it's just to follow the numbering. It's consequential to the amendments that we made. We merged 1 and 2, so we needed to change the numbering.
Okay, Chairman, I now understand what you want, so we will ask the draft department to take care of that, the renumbering. So just let's move on.
So, Speaker, I think that consequentially 33 will also be renumbered as 32.
So you are swapping 33?
Yes, it's just the logical flow, yeah. So 32
okay.
becomes 33, 33 becomes 33.
So 33 becomes 32, 32 becomes 33.
Exactly.
Okay. So now the amendment you are making is 33, which is 32. Okay.
Rightly so.
Let's hear you.
So clause 33 renumber as clause 32.
Yes, honourable members, there is a proposed amendment to clause 3, which by chairman is supposed to be 32. All those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The proposed amendment is carried. And that all those in favor that clause 33 stands for the bill say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. Clause 33, which according to my supposed clause 32 stands part of the bill. Now, Chairman,
now I'll go to clause 35.
Clause 32, which will be 33.
Okay, so clause 33 now renumber as 32.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, the issue of renumbering should be referred to the drafters. Why are we moving amendments? Are we going to debate amendment on renumbering?
Well,
this is a matter that should not be a subject for consideration. You just refer it to the drafters.
Yes, Honourable Rankin, I think you are right, but in order that this a bill and each clause must be taken care of, and therefore, yes, renumbering, and I think we need to take care of it. Don't worry. So, Chairman, now raise the 32 one and let's move on.
Speaker, so 32 will be renumbered as 33. So it's just basically swapping the numbers between 32 and 33.
So all those in favor that clause 32 stands part of the bill say aye. All those against say no. No members, the ayes have it. Clause 32 stands part of the bill. Now we turn to clause 34.
Environmental performance and public disclosure system.
Honourable members, there is no proposed amendment to clause 34. All those in favor that clause 34 stands part of the bill say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. Clause 34 is directed to stand part of the bill. Clause 35.
Speaker, amendment proposed, subclause 4, and it said the following. 4. A person who fails to comply with an enforcement notice issued under subsection 2 shall pay to the authority an administrative penalty as specified in the 4th schedule.
Yes, honorable members, there is a proposed amendment to clause 35. All those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Clause 35 stands part of the bill. Yes, clause 35 again, surplus 4.
Speaker, amendment proposed add a new subclause as follows. A person who fails to pay an administrative penalty under subclause 4. So I as stated on the other paper.
Yes, there is a proposed amendment to subclause 4. All those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The proposed amendment is carried. Now, the same clause 35. Yes. So let him put clause 35 together. All those in favor? Yes, Chairman, Ranking.
Mr. Speaker, clause 35. Amendment add the following sub-clauses as follows. A person who fails to pay an administrative penalty under subsection 4 commits an offence and is liable on summary conviction to a fine not less than. Mr. Speaker, what kind of legislation is this? We all know.
So he didn't move that one.
He didn't move that one.
Yes.
Then you can put a question on the whole of clause 35.
So I'm putting on 3, the 2 of them.
Very well, very well.
So all those in favor of the 2 clauses that has been amended in clause 35, all say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Clause 35, various amended, stands part of the bill. Clause 36.
Voice of Minister.
Yes.
On clause 35, and you said you are putting the question on the 2 provisions. Just because we need to make a good law. That's why I'm reading the last amendment on 30, which reads, a person who fails to pay administrative penalty under subclause 4 commits an offence and is liable. Mr. Speaker,
on summary conviction, continue.
Yes, on summary conviction, Mr. Speaker, we know that for a stated reason and based on Supreme Court judgment, someone to show cause is no longer part of our laws.
But Chairman, that is why I asked, because the chairman who has advertised that particular amendment didn't move that amendment. I mean, he appears to have abandoned that particular amendment.
Then we should be clear on record that that particular amendment.
So I put the question on the 2 earlier clauses.
Yes. So, Mr. Speaker, we will be guided by the vote and proceedings. If he did not specifically state in the record that this particular amendment is abandoned.
So, Chairman, let's go.
Speaker, I don't intend to abandon that amendment. If indeed my colleague has any legal point of further amendment, he may propose it.
Then you need to move that amendment. You didn't move that amendment.
I did move.
No, we have 3 proposed amendment to 35. You moved 2.
Oh, okay.
So once you refuse to move the 3rd one, I presumed that you've abandoned the 3rd one. That is why Honorable Ahiafo was drawing our attention to.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I intend to move it.
You intend to move it?
Yeah.
Okay, then move and let's look at it.
So clause 35, add a new subclause as full as said on the other paper 53.
Yes. There's a proposed amendment to clause 35(3). So, Honorable
Speaker, I
Ranking.
am opposed to this amendment, and I will urge upon the chairman of the committee to abandon this amendment. Mr. Speaker, it is trite-learning that in our criminal jurisprudence, failure to pay debts or an amount of money cannot constitute a criminal offense. That is the reason for which summons to show cause has been eliminated from our jurisprudence by the Supreme Court. So today, do we legislate that if they impose fine on you and you fail to pay that particular fine, instead of going through a civil means to recover the money, you are in itself making it a criminal offense? This is a very bad law. It's very bad law.
Yeah.
Yes, Chairman.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I thought my colleague was going to give us a proposal.
Yes, Chairman, that is why earlier on...
Because you cannot also discount the fact that somebody has not complied and the person should go free. So definitely we need to have a penalty or a kind of sanction. So if the sanction is to go through means or whatever, that's fine. But we cannot leave it. We cannot just delete it and say that there will be no sanction when there's non-compliance. So maybe he should help us with the lawyer should help us if this is inconsistent with.
Yes.
This is not even a kind of amendment that I can improve upon. Our criminal jurisprudence does not support this. You are asked to pay an amount of money. If you don't pay an amount of money, that should be media. You follow in collecting that amount of money. You can even do a garnishee. You go through the process of recovering the money, but you cannot make it a criminal offense in itself. That's why I have a difficulty in helping you with a rendition that will capture the sense.
Thank you. Yeah, I will step it down and further consultation so that we have a better rendition.
Very well. So then we will step the entire 35 down. Yes, Honorable Kokwefi.
Mr. Speaker, I want to be educated by my honorable, the lawyer over there. When we say that commits an offense, does it imply criminality, or I believe that offense can be civil or a criminal matter. So this amendment does not impute any criminality, but I stand to be educated. Thank you.
Yeah,
Mr. Speaker, to get the sense from where I'm coming from, I want to read the proposed rendition for you. The proposed rendition says that a person who fails to pay an administrative penalty and subclause 4 commits and is liable on summary conviction to a fine. So clearly, this is a criminal offense that we are creating. It's not a civil offense at all. If it is a civil offense, the amount is due and established. Once the amount is due and established, you pass through that civil process to recover the amount. You can even attach the person's property in execution of that particular amount. But to say that you fail to pay the amount and failure to pay the amount in itself a criminal offense is where I am coming from. Earlier in the years, if a debt is established against you and you fail to pay, they will go to court with an application there to ask someone to show cause why you should not be in prison or convicted for not paying this particular debt. And the Supreme Court has ruled on it that cannot be part of our criminal jurisprudence, and not a crime for you to be asked for an amount of money that you are unable to pay. So failure to pay cannot amount to a criminal offense. I am to pay an amount of money and I don't have the money to pay. Therefore, I should go to prison. That is the kind of law we are making.
You should stand it down.
So we are standing down 35. Come again.
Speaker, it is the case. The chairman indicated that it would be stood down. But Speaker, there is a matter to be dealt with at the committee of the whole. And Honorable, my colleague, Chemweb, we have some agreements. May we suspend and proceed to committee of the whole and consider same matter that was appropriately referred.
So leader, why don't we? Yes. So that we can.
I had indication from. If it's the case that we should proceed to you or even more, it's fine.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, I'll plead with the whip that he should allow the chairman supported by the minister. Let's do up to clause 40. Then you the bell rang for the committee of the whole. Whilst waiting for our colleagues to join us for committee of the whole, we deal with those other clauses up to 40. I see.
Okay, so step down 35, then we move to 36.
Powers of Minister.
There's no proposed amendment to 36. I'll therefore put the question. And the question is, all those in favor that clause 30 stands part of the bill? Do you have amendment?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, just a policy question. Mr. Speaker, clause 36, line 4, it reads, and I quote, the minister may, without prejudice to a prosecution under subsection 4 of section 35, take appropriate steps to ensure compliance with the notice. So you are saying without prejudice to prosecution. You are taking somebody to court for not respecting the law. Why do you still think that we should give them power whilst it is ongoing? Because once you are prosecuting the person, you must prove beyond shadow of doubt. Mr. Speaker, the rule, the prudential rule. So why do you want the ministers to still have this power? The minister may, without prejudice, Don't you think that any action taken by the minister can affect the interest of the affected party in a way that the minister wields the authority and power of the state? I just want an explanation. You're saying without prejudice to a prosecution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So, 36, what do? The honorable member wants some policy clarification.
Yeah. Mr. Speaker, I seem to get what my colleague is coming from. I think the provision here was just to create space for the minister to exercise discretion where probably prosecution, in his or her view, prosecution is not an option to go. So my understanding is that the powers of the minister should create space for discretion so that when the 35.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I think it's flowing from the 35 that we just stepped down.
Mr. Speaker, maybe the chairman, once he stood down 35, may do so for 36. But it's important that, whether by the promoters of the bill, Because, Mr. Speaker, when you come to 36.2, for the attention of the minister, I read, for the purposes of Section 1, a police, an officer of the authority or a public officer authorized by the minister may use the force, the force to kill. We won't give anybody that as a parliament and as a legislature. In law, you normally will qualify the force, minimum force, minimum. But when you reasonable, but when you say may use the force necessary, Mr. Speaker, this is Parliament. We are giving too much power to that person, that he can use force necessary. No, this Parliament will not grant that right to that person. It must be qualified, reasonable force or minimum force. So maybe, Chairman, you should stand this down so that you do further consultation and we improve it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well. So then I think we will bring consideration to close because we need clarification from 35, 36 is going to follow that way. So, leader, I think I will yes.
May I?
So it means we will bring consideration to a close. Yes. Yes.
Speaker, following your directive on matter related to the Ghana Boundary Commission, may I now move that we suspend sitting and prepare or break into a committee of the whole as we receive the motion.
Mr. Speaker, indeed, they were here since morning. In fact, they were here before we started. And then we asked them to take leave for us to do some business in the house, and then we call them back. So I think it's just fair that we don't delay them any further. We call them in to have their commission.
Well. Honourable members, the leadership is inviting us to organize the house for committee to meet. Is it boundary? Yeah. So that is students. Did I acknowledge you? Well. So we will excuse us. Very well. So, honourable members, we will suspend the House and organize ourselves for the committee of the whole.